Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. So we haven't posted in quite a while now, and this is like an update video just to fill you in on what has been going on.
If you've been watching our videos, you'll know that we flew to the United States, we did a Caribbean cruise, and then we flew to Mexico. At that point, the video sort of did stop, and we're going to explain to you why. We were scheduled to fly back to the United States after Mexico and do some traveling around America. We did run into a little bit of a problem. Given the political climate, we decided to not go back to the United States, and we're going to explain that in this video.
So before we actually get into it, I just want to let you know what our plans were around the United States. So yeah, we had done our Caribbean cruise, that worked out fine. After that then we were to go to LA and we were to do a camper van around LA. And then we were to also do a road trip around the Deep South. Then we had other kind of various plans. Vegas, I think, was on the list as well. And a few other places, New York.
We actually opened it up to a lot of our Instagram followers and people who watch our YouTube video as well, especially from the United States, to give us some recommendations of places that we should visit. And a lot of people did. We got some incredible recommendations and a lot of places for us to consider. So having to cancel our trip back to the United States was definitely something that we
it was devastating.
We weren't happy about it. We were very upset. We had a lot of plans, as we said, and we were very, very excited. But as I mentioned, it just didn't feel like the right time to go back to the United States, and we're going to talk about that now.
So alarm bells started to ring for us when we were in Mexico and we were due to fly back to the United States. We were reading a lot of things online that we weren't too comfortable with, to be honest. Now, if you know me and Keelan, we're not the type of people to believe everything that we do read online, but this was just a lot of things.
It was fairly extreme. There was a lot of stuff on TikTok, there was a lot of stuff, you know, in the news and just across social media and the media in general of these extreme scenarios where people were trying to enter into the United States, and it was just becoming a bit of a chaotic, to say the least, atmosphere. So it was something that we did have to consider. We originally had flew to the United States before going to Mexico, and we did go through Preclarance that it takes place in Dublin Airport. So I'll just explain something as well about that, because I do know that people from the United States and Canada in particular don't have to go through this process, but I think if you're coming from Europe, you do. So when you're flying to the United States, especially in our situation from Dublin, we do a pre-clearance in the airport, and it is, to say the least, it's very, very intimidating. If I'm being completely honest, it seems to be very unnecessary. The officers that you speak to are very, very rude. They interrogate you, and they have this sort of attitude with you, which isn't very nice. The reason I say it's unnecessary is because we present our passport and our information. I'm sure that they have all they need if we were somebody to be worried about, if you like. So they ask you a lot of questions, and it's just the way they ask you, and then you answer them. They kind of degrade you a little bit. So
that's been going on for years, by the way.
That's not new.
If you talk to a lot of Irish people will actually tell you the same thing.
Yeah, the difference for us was that when we were planning to return to the US from Mexico, the situation had changed in that short space of time. Things had begun to escalate. We all know what it is. You've seen it on the news with people getting into America, finding problems in detention centres and all these type of things. So our whole thing was that it's kind of difficult enough in the good times, if you like, but now with this sort of heightened security aspect and things like that, we just didn't want to put ourselves through that.
We weren't comfortable with it. Like,
no.
we didn't do anything wrong, so there would be no reason for us not to actually go back to America.
And sorry to interrupt you, to be clear, we could have actually went and no problem. We could have just sailed through, no issues.
Exactly.
But the problem for us is we didn't know.
We didn't want to take the chance of that. Yeah. So we were hearing stories now. There was a new thing with the immigration where they can take people's phone off them and they can go through your social media, your WhatsApp messages, your everything, like your personal stuff, that we were like, absolutely not, I'm sorry, but if that's what it takes to get into a country, well then it's just not worth it. Because there is a lot of countries that you can get into nice and easy. You go through the immigration, you know, once you have all your visa and all your documents in check, that's fine. They welcome you with open arms into the country, and that's okay. But to go through this to get back into a country, and then you're going to be kind of spending your time and and money there. We weren't comfortable with that anyway.
Yeah, we thought it was a bit much, and as Samantha said, you know, we do travel to so many different countries, and we understand the entry requirements for all of those countries, and none of them are extreme as this, and that's just the way it is. The fact we wanted to make this video to. We're not a political channel, by the way. We're a travel channel, so it's just unfortunate that it sort of leans in that way. Whether you agree or not is entirely up to yourselves. We just had a decision to make, and the point of this video was to explain our experience as to why things went the way that they did go. It wasn't a decision that we made lightly. We spent several weeks deciding whether or not we should go back. It sort of consumed us a little bit, if we're being honest, where we were in Mexico. We were supposed to be travelling Mexico and having a great time, but this was sort of just in the back of our head that we weren't sure whether or not this was going to happen.
It was horrible. We had to ring home so many times to get like advice
different aspects of people from
other people. It just really took over, and then we were beginning to realise, okay, we're in Mexico, and you know, we were dying to go to Mexico as well, that like this needs to actually stop and we need to enjoy our time while we're here. But we also needed to sort out our trip in America as well. Do you know that way? So that is why there was a break in our posting on social media, on Instagram if you follow us there, TikTok, Facebook and YouTube. Yeah,
we were deflated. So anyone who travels knows that you do want that little bit of security, especially in your next stop. Like, so we had flights booked, we had actual concrete plans booked, paid for and everything in the United States, which we had to cancel. So there was an awful lot going up in the air financially as well. So yeah, if you throw in the whole mix of that, it just, like I said, it deflated us. Then we were like, you know what, we just need to take a little bit of a break.
So yeah, that's what we did. We took the break. Well, we took the break from posting because we were still travelling.
And we were filming.
We're filming. So we have made loads of travel videos from Mexico, from Dominican Republic. We recently did a trip to Tunisia, to Poland, so we have all them videos in the bank, if you want to say, and they're going to be coming onto our channel very soon. We're really excited to post them.
As we make this video about our experience of whether to go to the USA or to not, we just feel that it's not the right time. We will eventually go back. We have always had a great time when we're there. We are excited to see certain places that we've never seen before. Like I said, we've gotten so many recommendations from people who actually live there.
We have them all noted down.
We've got friends that live there that are excited to see our videos and things like that. So this is not a never again kind of thing. This is just a moment in time, if you like, where it's like, this isn't,
just not the right time. That's all. It's just not the right time, in our opinion. Maybe someone else might be comfortable to go, I don't know, around this time, but for us it was just not the right time. And we will definitely be back again. Again, we have all of the trips that we were supposed to do are still on our bucket list, and we will get around to doing them again when things are just a bit better.
Another aspect to our videos is that we like to go to places to promote, destinations and things like that. We try to use our videos as a way to inspire people to travel to those type of places, and it just felt like our videos would be probably a little bit lost as well. I know we would feel good about travelling to them, but in terms of making the content in the videos, we sort of felt like, would it be just buried in the YouTube rabbit hole? Are people still considering going to the USA at this moment in time? From what I've read, there's a huge decrease in tourism. Also as well, the political aspect is just dominating every aspect of the United States right now, whether it's news, YouTube, whatever. Are our videos really going to make an impact there?
Are people interested in watching travel videos about America?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, that was another big thing that we had to consider as well. That way we want to get the best out of our videos when we go and shoot them. And it was just like, are they going to actually sit well around this time?
Yeah, exactly. We want people to watch our videos, like most people who do YouTube videos. We do want them to have an impact, and it just didn't feel like it was going to do that. It was, like I said, the news was just dominated by so much politics, and
even ourselves, when we were on TikTok scrolling or whatever, it was just all political stuff about America.
And
so it was overtaking even us just scrolling, like, do you know that way? So I'm sure it was the same for
other people.
For other people as well.
Yeah, it did definitely deflate our enthusiasm for travel. But that's what happens when you fall into that rabbit hole of just sort of negativity constantly. And we were doing that to try get the best picture possible, to get some clarity as to whether or not it was okay to go back. We will never know, but as I said earlier in the video, we could have easily just walked through, no problem. But then also you hear some horror stories, and we were just like, if we can't be sure, well then we just simply can't go.
Yeah, if it's out of your control and you don't know, it's like, oh well then maybe just not. So we both agreed on the decision, so that was the main thing, and it worked for us. I mean, we were upset and kind of angry as well, weren't we, about it? Like, we did lose out on a little bit of money too.
Yeah. But
we're over it now.
Yeah,
and we feel like we made the right decision.
I think we did make the right decision. And again, to be clear, because this is the internet, so we know exactly what it's like. This video is just to show our experience. We know that there's a lot of people out there that are having far worse scenarios and situations than what we're talking about right now. I mean, just to be clear, like we're talking about planning a trip and then having to cancel it.
But we're well aware of what's actually going on, the bigger picture of it as well. Yeah. So this is just for our channel and just to fill in all of our followers, like, you know, that way. So yeah, we are aware.
So that's the update. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments below. We'd also like to thank all the people who messaged us actually on Instagram and left comments on YouTube asking how we were and where did we go and was everything okay. So
some people were very concerned, which was actually nice. To see that people actually care, and they were like, you just disappeared, I hope you're alright. The last I seen was like you were in Mexico and now you haven't posted in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, so I think I think the little bit of a break was sort of inevitable, as we said, we feel better for it. Where we're going to pick it up is our Mexico travel series. We still have many videos to come from there. We also flew to the Dominican Republic as a second choice, if you like, to fly into the United States. When we decided that wasn't going to happen, we picked the DR to go and spend some time there. So we've got some videos coming from there as well, which we're excited to share. So anyway, we're going to wrap it up. So thanks for watching. And if you're new around here, make sure you like the video and subscribe to it, and do hit the notification bell as well, so you'll be notified for all of our future uploads. As we mentioned, we've loads of travel videos coming your way, so we're really excited to post them now over the coming weeks. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.